Welcome to the WION podcast, where we explore fascinating stories and ideas from various fields. In this episode, we uncover the story of how IndiGo went from a bold aviation gamble to the airline that carries almost every second Indian flyer. But with recent chaos and growing concerns, many are asking, is this success story heading toward its toughest turbulence yet? IndiGo Airlines, operated by IndiGo's Aviation Limited, is in the news for all the wrong reasons, having gamed the rostering system until the government intervened, and responding to the crackdown with sudden cancellations that left thousands of passengers stranded. The carrier's journey began in 2005 at the right place and the right time, as India's low-cost aviation boom was taking off. IndiGo Airlines was founded by Rahul Bhatia of InterGlobe Enterprises and Rakesh Gangwal, an Indian-American aviation veteran and former CEO of US Airways. Before the launch of the airline, Bhatia had built InterGlobe Enterprises' travel and aviation business portfolio. IndiGo is short for India on the Go, with a mission to provide affordable, accessible air travel. Even before it started operations, the airline made a bold move in June 2005, ordering 100 Airbus A320 to 200 aircraft worth $6 billion at the Paris Air Show, the largest such order by any Indian airline at the time. As demand in India's aviation market grew, this order ensured fleet availability at deep bulk discounts and positioned IndiGo as a low-cost carrier. The airline's first commercial flight took off on 4 August 2006 from Delhi to Imphal via Guwahati, Airbus A320. By the end of 2006, IndiGo operated 6 aircraft, flying routes connecting Delhi, Mumbai, Bengaluru, and Kolkata. For passengers accustomed to delays at state-run Air India, IndiGo quickly won loyalty with punctual operations, often called IndiGo Standard Time, and a minimal frills model. Between 2008 and 2012, the Indian private aviation sector experienced both growth and turbulence. Headwinds included the 2007 to 2008 global financial crisis and rising fuel prices, which accounted for up to 45% of operating costs. Carriers such as Kingfisher Airlines and Air Sahara suffered heavy losses, while Air India struggled under chronic debt. IndiGo succeeded by operating a single aircraft model, maintaining lean operations, managing rapid turnaround times, and using sale and leaseback agreements for aircraft. While competitors struggled, IndiGo added 9 aircraft in 2007, and by 2010, it overtook Air India to become India's third-largest carrier, behind Jet Airways and Kingfisher Airlines, with a domestic market share of 17.3%. In 2012, Kingfisher Airlines collapsed after its promoter, Vijay Mallya, failed to pay salaries and service billions of rupees in debt to a banking consortium. Mallya fled India for the UK, leaving the airline's operations grounded. With fewer choices, passengers flocked to IndiGo. Between 2008 and 2012, the airline's market share rose from around 6% to about 27%. It also became known for its ancillary practices, such as food priced at 200 to 300% markups and fines for excess baggage. 6 years after its first flight, IndiGo became India's largest airline. It also began international operations, starting with Dubai, and placed a new order for 180 Airbus A320 family aircraft valued at around $15 billion, the world's largest commercial aircraft order at the time. Virtually unrivaled as other airlines collapsed or shrank operations, IndiGo tightened its grip on the domestic market between 2013 and 2019. SpiceJet faced financial stress. GoAir, later rebranded Go First, suffered engine-related groundings, and Jet Airways ceased operations in 2019 under debts exceeding 20,000 crore rupees. IndiGo expanded aggressively, adding routes in both primary and secondary cities, supported by the Indian government's regional connectivity program, UDAN. By 2015, IndiGo commanded a domestic market share of 36.5%. That same year, it went public, raising 3,000 crore rupees in its IPO. The fleet reached 100 aircraft. Armed with public market funds, IndiGo placed an order for 250 Airbus A320 neoplanes for $26.5 billion, the largest single order ever with Airbus at that time. By 2019, the airline operated 1,500 daily flights, flying over 100 million passengers annually, with a fleet exceeding 250 aircraft. During this period, IndiGo's revenue increasingly depended on ancillary charges. The airline monetized seat selection, excess baggage fines, priority boarding, and in-flight meals under rules permitting service unbundling. Excess baggage fees rose from 400 rupees per kilogram to 600 rupees, while sandwiches cost around 150 rupees in 2018 and nearly 300 rupees by 2025. These charges accounted for up to 15% of revenue, while base fares remained low on paper. The COVID-19 pandemic in 2020 grounded roughly 90% of flights. Despite losses, IndiGo expanded its net fleet by 45 aircraft, surpassing 262 in service, and carried approximately 75 million passengers amid restrictions. At the same time, the airline invested in new generation engines to reduce fuel consumption and carbon emissions. Competitors suffered more acutely. Go First, burdened with 6,500 crore rupees in debt, filed for bankruptcy in 2023, and SpiceJet continued to struggle with financial and operational stress. IndiGo absorbed many routes and airport slots vacated by rivals. In 2022, IndiGo became the first Indian airline to carry over 100 million passengers annually. In 2023, it made commercial aviation history with an order for 500 Airbus A320 neo family aircraft valued at $55 billion, the largest purchase ever in the sector. By early 2023, IndiGo's fleet exceeded 300 aircraft. For the first time, it operated a Boeing aircraft, wet leasing a 777-300ER to meet international demand. In 2024, it ordered 30 Airbus A350-900 aircraft, expanding its long-haul capability. By its 20th anniversary, the airline had a fleet of 434 aircraft, a domestic market share of 64.2%, and operated approximately 2,700 daily flights to 137 destinations, including 94 domestic and 43 international. Regional connectivity was strengthened, using ATR 72 to 600 aircraft for smaller cities such as Hubli and Gorakhpur. In the first quarter of 2025, IndiGo earned nearly 17.6 billion rupees from ancillary services, representing 14% growth year-on-year. Pricing for baggage, meals, and other add-ons helped offset volatile fuel costs. IndiGo benefited from the near collapse of India's private aviation sector, with at least 9 major carriers failing since the early 1990s. The end of Kingfisher Airlines in 2012 and Jet Airways in 2019 redirected up to 30% of their traffic to IndiGo. Ongoing troubles at Go First and SpiceJet from 2023 further strengthened its market position. IndiGo's revenues rose from roughly 11,200 crore rupees in fiscal year 2015 to about 83,314 crore rupees in 2025. In the first quarter of fiscal year 2025, total income reached 20,250 crore rupees, with ticket revenue of 16,500 crore rupees and ancillary revenue of 1,750 crore rupees, recording a net profit of 5,062 crore rupees. Promoters own 41.6% of the company. Interglobe Enterprises, led by Rahul Bhatia, holds roughly 35.7%, remaining the dominant promoter entity. The Gangwal family, through personal holdings and a family trust, holds about 13.5%. Foreign institutional investors account for approximately 52.5%, Domestic institutional investors, 17.2%. Retail investors, nearly 4%, with the remainder held by corporate and trust entities. In December first week, operational disruptions arose after the government implemented flight duty time regulations, requiring longer rest periods for pilots and crew. IndiGo's previously frozen hiring left it short-staffed, leading to over 1,000 flight cancellations in 3 days. Pilot unions blamed insufficient workforce planning, while passengers were left stranded. Regulators temporarily relaxed duty requirements to stabilize operations. The incident exposed the systemic risks of over-reliance on a single dominant carrier. IndiGo, alongside Air India, controls around 92% of domestic capacity, effectively making it too big to fail. After the December disruption, IndiGo's legacy is at a crossroads. Is it an airline that democratized flying for millions of Indians through disciplined operations and low fares, or one that poorly managed customer and labor relations? As it enters its third decade, IndiGo's future remains secure, largely because no rival appears on the horizon, capable of challenging its dominance in the near term. Yet, regulators are likely to scrutinize the carrier more closely following the operational embarrassment of 2025, even as it pushes full-page ads for a safe landing from the PR disaster. Thanks for tuning in to this incredible story. If this episode resonated with you, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more captivating stories to come. Stay tuned.